Yeah, I went through and memorized all the relevant numbers. Like 2,200 kilometers a second, 11 kiloparsecs offset.
And Grant knows all the conversions. Yes.
Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to this week's Astro Coffee Hangout. My name is Tony Darnell from deepastronomy.com, and I'm very excited about today's hangout because we're going to be talking about black holes. You're going to love this, guys. Just get this. Astronomers have been using the Hubble Space Telescope to observe these supermassive black holes at the centers of galaxies, and they have found what they think is one that has been ejected from the center of its host galaxy. It's still in the galaxy, but it's been moved by what they think are gravitational waves. And we're going to talk about these observations and why they think that it's gravitational waves that are responsible for this. But supermassive black holes don't get kicked around by much in this universe, and so to me, this is pretty impressive. So we're going to be talking about that here in just a moment, as soon as I introduce my friend, co-host, and colleague, Dr. Carol Christian. Hi, Carol.
Hey, how are you?
Well, it's good to see you again, as it is every week. Thank you for setting this up. Can you explain just a little bit to our viewers what we're doing here and why?
Sure. So the idea is, as many of you know, and some of you don't know, in astronomy departments and research institutes, it's very common to have something called science coffee. And in some places it's every day, sometimes it's once a week. At my home institution, Space Telescope, we have science coffee quite often. And usually we talk about a lot of things, but among the things we talk about are some of the research papers that we've been reading. And so this is the idea, except instead of listening to Tony and I talk about the research papers that we just read, we like to invite the people who wrote those papers and did the research into astronomy coffee to talk about it. So it's just like we're all sitting around having a cup of coffee or a beer or water or tea, whatever your preferred beverage, chatting about the research that's been done, how they decided to do it, what they found, what instruments they used, what kind of modeling they did, and all that. But it's very informal, and we hope you join in through all of the ways that Tony will explain to you.
Right. So can you see and hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good, because yay on the technology. So anyway, yes, as Carol was pointing out, we are we have a lot of great things we want you to interact with us today. We want you to talk to our guests, and there's 3 ways you can do it. I have the live chat going right now, and we have members of we got a lot of people up here. We've got Galaxia, John Suffel, and Achilles. Philip W is here. So welcome back, guys. I also have the live chat going on deepastronomy.com/live. So you can join us in that way as well. So anyway, here we are. And
word from our sponsors.
Yes. Why don't we talk about that, Carol? Go ahead.
Oh, so we just wanted to acknowledge that our professional society is the American Astronomical Society, and they are sponsoring the Afternoon Astronomy Coffee Hangouts. We're also endorsed by the American Astronautical Society, and you all may know, or some of you know, and some of you will now know, that we have one of these Hangouts every week on Thursday, and they're different topics. We have 2 astronomy coffees a month. The first of the Thursday of the month, we cover footsteps to Mars, and the third Thursday of the month, we talk about our future in space. So every Thursday, we've got something really great going on, and we hope you join us as much as you can.
That's right. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. My guests today are from from several places. I need to push pause there. Okay, my guests today are Dr. Mark. They're the authors of the paper that we're going to be discussing. By the way, if you want to follow along, I have the link to both the Hubble site press release as well as the paper itself embedded in the description box. I also put it in the live chat window on YouTube, and so you can download and follow along with us. And my guests are Dr. Marco Chiaberge, Chiaberge he's an astronomer at STSCI. Also joining me is Dr. Eileen Meyer. Right next to him, she's an assistant professor at the University of Maryland, Baltimore City. And also joining me is another author on the paper, Dr. Grant Tremblay. He is a NASA Einstein Fellow at Yale University. So welcome, guys. It's good to see you. Okay, so let's talk about this. You guys use the Hubble Space Telescope to look at a galaxy or to look at a galaxy, and you detected a black hole that you found some strange observations for. So Marco, let me ask you, would you please give us some background on what your observations are?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. And by the way, we have coffee here.
Yeah.
Eileen and I have coffee, so
Starbucks.
I'm from the South. I'm from the South, so I have sweet tea. I have iced tea.
I have a beer. I'm just not showing it.
Oh, grand. You had to show us one.
Good for you, Grant.
ago, I think it was 3 years ago, we were collecting data with the Hubble Space Telescopes to observe distant galaxies. We are interested in active galaxies with supermassive black holes around which there's matter that falls onto it and becomes very bright, very hot. Those sometimes are called quasars. And so we were imaging about 20 of these galaxies, and among them there was this object called 3C186. And we were seeing a lot of strange things. We've been publishing papers for a few years on the survey data. But this one was very peculiar. When we first looked at the image, we clearly saw that there was something that was not what we expected. And the main feature was that this bright nucleus, the quasar, was not at the center of the host galaxy, as you can see in the image that was published in the paper and also in the press release. And so at that point, we started brainstorming about what could have caused something like that, because that was not expected. And the end of the story is the paper.